Dear friends, colleagues, clients, and students, I see how much of what happens in the world right now, in its several aspects, seems triggering and increasing feelings of worry and sometimes panic and even anger in people. I am a very practical individual, and so I'm oriented towards solutions. So beside the actions that every one of us can take to prevent further issues or damages, from global warming to virus spreading, I want to share with you a tool that can be useful to protect your health. I'm going to do it through this video, but in case you prefer to read, you can find the transcription of all the text below this video on my website's blog. First, I want to remind you that recent scientific research has found that cultivating body awareness, like for instance, the awareness of our breathing and of our heartbeat, can facilitate the rebalancing of our psychophysiological parameters. In other words, we can support our health, and more specifically, our immune system's work by cultivating what I used to call heart awareness. While we can support our health and the work of our immune system also by reducing this stress. And we can reduce this stress also by bringing our attention to what can help us feel better instead of keeping our focus constantly on what makes us feel worried, scared, angry, or sad. However, it's very important to acknowledge what makes us feel sad, worried, and angry. I'm not saying to deny our feelings or emotions. I want to be clear on this point. It's important to acknowledge how we feel and allow ourselves to express our feelings. But once we have acknowledged the reason why we are experiencing those feelings, and once we express them, then we can turn our attention towards something constructive, something that helps us feel better, especially if we want to increase our abilities and resources to face life challenges and cope. It's like training ourselves to choose where to bring our attention in order to create a state that is helpful for our health, well-being, and awareness in general terms. I know that it's not easy to do, to become constructive and able to optimize our inner resources, especially during a perceived emergency, and especially if you never did it before. But it's never too late to start learning this kind of awareness. I'm speaking now again about mind, body, heart awareness. Heart awareness in some way comprehends the awareness of our thoughts, our emotions and feelings, and of what happens in our body. In particular, it's about the awareness of our heartbeat. So to stay very simple, I want to share a very easy practice, an exercise consisting in 3 simple steps. The purpose of this exercise is to help you develop mind, body, heart awareness in order to create a state promoting mind-body health. The first step is about breathing. Focus on your breathing. To do so, you have to sit comfortably. I personally feel very well supported by my sit bones, and I don't need anything else to support my back. But for you, it could be different. So do what feels good for you and sit comfortably. This is not one of my Moving Mind classes, so I'm not talking about posture in this video. If you are interested, you can find other things about the posture, but this is something else, okay? So put your hands here on the sides of your waistline and fill in the space while breathing in, while inhaling. Here. Imagine and feel that you are filling your waistline while inhaling. Then feel that when you exhale, it's like the circumference of your trunk came closer to your spine. This is the very first step, only that. The second step is about perceiving your heartbeat. If you are not familiar with it, you can put your hands on your chest. If you are used to perceive your heartbeat like me, you don't need to use your hands, but feel free to do it, okay? So while breathing in, feeling the space of your waistline, you are now bringing your attention also to the area of your heart and listening to your heartbeat, okay? Listen to it, notice it. You should be able to notice that your heart rate increases, accelerating a little bit when you inhale and slows down a little bit when you exhale. This is called heart rate variability, and it appears connected with our ability to recover and work properly in terms of general health. I'm making it very simple. There is a science behind this. So play with it a little bit in order to become more familiar with these waves. So you breathe in, you breathe out, you feel that there is an acceleration and it slows down. So play with it, and then you are ready for the third step. Imagine that while still breathing within your waistline, you can breathe through the space of your heart. It's like you are inhaling and exhaling from that space. Imagine that the space at the center of your chest becomes warmer, more alive, maybe even lighter. You are still breathing by feeling your waistline, but the door for your breath is the center of your chest, of your sternum. This is the opening through which you are inviting your breath. And while doing this, you keep listening to your heartbeat. If you need your hands, play with it. Play with the breathing through your heart area, making it warmer, maybe more spacious and lighter. That would be already enough to keep your mind focused on something happening in your body. And according to some very interesting studies about the way our brain and the heart are wired, it seems that this easy practice is already helpful to bring balance to our nervous system and decrease the effects of distress, also on our immune system. Then there is a fourth step. This is an advanced step, and maybe you can do it later. Anyway, I will guide you through it right now. This step is about making your heart your living treasure box or treasure chest. So imagine to collect your most joyful memories and experiences and storing them into the space around your heart. Imagine your heart like an instrument through which you can record all those moments in which you feel grateful, so that every time you need to reconnect with something that makes you feel uplifted, you know exactly what to do. Just listen to your heartbeat. So imagine your heart like the safest place in which you can store your most beautiful, precious moments of pleasure, gratitude, appreciation, and joy. It's the living treasure box or treasure chest in which you can record and keep your memories as indelible recordings that you can evoke and bring back to your consciousness every time you want. Like a collection of precious gems you can pull out every time you need to uplift your soul. Every time you feel grateful for something, every time you feel appreciation or gratitude, make a connection with your heart by listening to your heartbeat or just imagining to breathe through it and record this moment in it. you can start recording little things, like the pleasure you can experience while sipping a cup of tea. While looking at the beautiful sky at the sunset, while listening to the sound of nature or music, or while smelling the scent of a flower. Everything that makes you feel grateful or appreciative. So again, how can you record through your heart? Hit your heart record button. Just breathe in while imagining to do it through your heart, and imagine to feel and sense and see and hear and smell and taste through the area around your heart. Breathe in, expanding your waistline. Imagine that your heart is the door of your breathing. Breathe slowly, peacefully. Imagine that you are breathing through the area of your heart. Feel the space in your trunk expanding. Imagine to gather light and warmth inside your body, all your body, through the door of your heart. Feel and sense through this space. And when you exhale, imagine to spread all these pleasant sensations all around yourself through your body. And every time you are experiencing something you want to integrate, embody, recall, remember, in order to cultivate an attitude helping you feel better, especially when you want to turn your attention towards things that can support you in strengthening your inner resources or in a process of healing and recovery, then remember of your heartbeat and of your treasure chest. It's precious. It's not easy to turn your attention away from something that makes you feel concerned, but you can do it more easily when you have something pleasant to focus on. Something that can make you feel better, like your breath, your heartbeat, your heart, and its treasures. By the way, the word record comes from Latin cor cordis, meaning heart. So to record is to bring back to your heart and memory. I invite you all, to play with these steps, with these phases. So to keep yourself healthy, keep doing everything you are already doing, like carefully washing your hands, maybe taking your vitamins, etc., etc. But play also with the tools I just shared with you. Play again, read this post again, watch the video again, until you can repeat all the steps and phases by heart. Have fun.